Hey y'all, my name is Mary Pryor. I chose to read The Veganist by Freston. She is a wonderful self-help motivational speaker and New York Times best-selling author. Her book, The Veganist, really talks about the process of how she became to be in the vegan lifestyle, which started when she was 30 years old. Now, granted, this gal grew up in Georgia, in Atlanta. She started modeling at 16 and found herself in an abusive relationship, which she left, started doing meditation on her own, and started making her own meditation tapes, which transitioned into making meditation tapes for her friends and her family, and realized that she was able to start making money, helping people, and she progressed into what we now know as the Veganist. I have her two definitions up behind me of what the Veganist is, and her book really helps people transition into that lifestyle over a period of time, because getting unhealthy took a while and getting healthy takes time too, and we can't expect it to happen overnight. So she talks about leaning into the change. Her book talks about the 10 promises, which I took the liberty to write up here. These 10 promises really give you steps, really give you the science behind what being a vegan is, how it helps your body, how it improves brain function in your heart and cancer and all of the many things that we as a Western society have issues with. She has used a lot of resources since she doesn't actually have any background or any official or formal training in nutrition or biology. So that has given her a really great opportunity to be able to use her own personal experiences and her passion to get healthy, to be able to use credible resources and experts in this field to be able to prove that the diet and lifestyle that she has chosen is really the optimum diet and lifestyle that we should all choose for ourselves. The diet details of this book include whole foods. You're talking whole grains, beans, fruits, vegetables, and she on many occasions actually uses meat alternatives. She talks about having food in their natural state, unrefined and unprocessed as possible. Some of the science to back up her book and her promises include that fiber is only found in plant-based diets, which is something that is vital for us to be able to digest our food. Not only does it slow down our digestive process, it also helps fill our stomach, hold water, and even tricks our brain into being full. So we reduce calories. One of the really great things that she talks about is the fact that you don't have to count calories on this diet, because not only are the foods that you're supposed to eat low in calories, really high in nutrition, but you don't get to a point where you're constantly starving yourself for nutrition because you're eating foods that don't have any. One of the doctors that she quotes in her book is Dr. Milton Mills. And he talks about how the body itself, if we look at it from a scientific standpoint, was not designed to consume meat in the first place. Our teeth, our incisors in the front, were designed to cut through vegetation, not through meat, and that our molars in the back are designed to chew through vegetation and not meat. We don't have canines throughout, and the sharp teeth that canines have, all of the canine teeth. We also don't have claws that carnivores have. We have fingers that help pick, scoop up vegetation and water and get our body the natural plant-based foods that we were designed to have. Our bodies also are not, don't have enough hydrochloric acid to be able to digest meat. And because of that, meat sits in our system for a long time, which is another thing that carnivores have that we don't. They have a fast digestive tract. We have a slow, progressive digestive tract to help absorb the nutrients from our food, which when we consume a lot of meat, our meat can rot within our systems. Another doctor that she uses is Dr. Bernard, who goes into talking about how beef and cheese, when consumed, can actually cause higher insulin spikes than if you ate pasta, or even fish causes higher insulin spikes than if you had popcorn. Just the massive amounts of information that she includes on so many different scales really brings about a whole picture of what we should be eating, what we shouldn't be eating, and why. She brings in the information from the U.S. Food and Nutrition Board, speaking that women should, on average, be consuming about 50 grams of protein, and that men, on average, should be consuming about 56 grams. This is also to say that it should be in a plant-based form, not a meat-based form, because you're going to have low to no fats, no cholesterols, and it's almost completely void of saturated fats, which are the things that we're finding which are causing heart disease and cancer and stroke and all these chronic illnesses which are hurting our bodies to the point that we are dying. If you look even simply at a 3-ounce boneless, skinless chicken breast, 20% of that chicken is going to be fat. 29% of that fat is in cholesterol, and there are 73 milligrams of cholesterol within that chicken. I'm sorry, the 29% is saturated fat. I apologize for that. Anyway, the basics that she comes down to is that our bodies were not designed to consume animal products. It increases inflammation, it increases pain. And one of the doctors that I really enjoyed, Dr. Colin Campbell, in his book and documentary Forks Over Knives, speaks about how we can turn on and off cancer by consuming lower or higher amounts of animal protein, casein. 20% turns it on, 5% or less turns it off. And that has been seen in different mouse studies that he has done himself and on other mouse studies before. And that is vitally important to know, because that is something that we've been trying to figure out, the whole cancer thing. Anyway, I wanted to finish off with another one of the experts' research that he has found to really show that a plant-based diet isn't something that is just recently shown up. It's just something that's finally been given our attention brought to because nothing else is working. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn noted this in the documentary Forks Over Knives as well. And this is a diagram of pre, during, and post World War II in the country of Norway. And during that time, these people were consuming high amounts of animal protein, milk, and during the Nazi and German and during the Nazi invasion between 1940 and 1945, they were their diets were reduced down to basically a vegetarian diet, and the deaths associated with heart disease and different illnesses dropped drastically, and they saw a high spike increase when their diets were brought back up to the pre-war diet that they had that included high amounts of fat and saturated fats and cholesterol found in animal products. It is these experts that she uses that make her book extremely credible. It was a very wonderful read. I can really relate to her on many levels. I have found myself in the grocery store recently going from just grabbing some ground beef and some chicken and not thinking two thoughts to a point where I have to buy non-GMO chicken, and I have to buy sockeye salmon, and I have a hard time buying any red meat at all because of the high amounts of fat content. So for me, this book was wonderful in that I really could see that it was a process, and she really made it okay for it to be a process. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope that you guys get an opportunity to read it and enjoy it too.